Are you satisfying your OCD? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels, and I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today we're going to talk to you about OCD. Do you satisfy your OCD? Let's talk about what that means. It's a really easy way to tell whether you're growing your OCD or you're crushing your OCD. You just want to ask yourself, and maybe it's obvious to you most of the time, but for some people it actually isn't. You want to ask yourself, does my OCD like what I'm about to do? Or does my OCD like what I'm about to avoid? And if the answer is yes, you and OCD can never be on the same team. Think of it that way. And so if OCD is like, this is a win, it's not a win for you. If you're like, this is a win, it's not a win for OCD. You are not on the same team. You might think that you are because you want to be OCD's friend, you want to do what OCD wants, you want to avoid what OCD wants you to avoid, so that OCD will just leave you alone. And OCD promises that, just do this, I'm keeping you safe. Or just do this and you won't be uncomfortable. Just do this and you'll know for certain, whatever it is for you, because it is different for each person. You believe those lies often. That's just common with OCD. You think, oh my gosh, if I can just do this, if I can just feel this, or if I could just satisfy that, then OCD will let me live in peace. And the tricky part with OCD is OCD will give you a little bit of peace right after you do it or avoid it. You go, oh, that feels better. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's knocking. And you're like, what? It's like, oh, but you forgot this. Or you need to do this now. Or I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back again, even stronger. I'll bring my friends. OCD is never going to give you advice, suggestions, or tell you to do something that, one, is going to keep you safe, because OCD is actually an incredibly debilitating disorder, and it is the problem, not what it thinks it's keeping you from, whether it's keeping you safe or keeping you out of discomfort or whatever it's selling to you. And so when you are doing the opposite of what OCD wants, you are moving towards recovery. You are moving towards crushing OCD. When you're doing something that satisfies OCD, you are moving towards OCD. You are growing OCD. You are creating those neural pathways, those highways in your brain that magnify, double up, triple up, quadruple up, and make OCD stronger, able to reach you quicker, faster, more effectively. You don't want that. You want to break down those highways in your brain. You want to disrupt OCD. You want to say, oh, there's a stoplight. I'm not going to do what you want for a little while. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. But you can make OCD unsatisfied by doing things that disrupt your compulsions. So even if you can't go cold turkey and be like, I'm just not going to do what OCD wants, you can disrupt it, mess it up. Put a stoplight on that 6-lane highway. So OCD's riding down the highway and it's like, we're cruising because we ride this highway all day long. And you put a stoplight on it and you're like, you know what? I know you're wanting me to do this, but I'm going to wait a certain amount of time. I'm going to wait 30 seconds. I'm going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to wait 20 minutes. And then I'll get back to you. And yeah, you might actually complete the compulsion. You might do what OCD wants you to do, but you're still not satisfying OCD because you took too long. You made me stop at a stoplight. It was very annoying, right? So disrupt OCD, maybe mess it up, do the compulsion a little bit differently. It's not perfect. It's not what OCD wants. Or maybe you make OCD wait. Or maybe sometimes you actually are able to ignore it and say, you know what, OCD, not this time. Because when you don't satisfy OCD, in whatever way that can be, if you have a special number, you do the wrong number. If you have to even things out, you kind of make it a little uneven. If you have to wash your hands, maybe you just touch something a little bit that makes your hands a little bit less clean. And OCD's like, what? You just undid everything. Mess it up. So if you can't completely resist doing a compulsion, which a lot of people can't do all the time, mess it up or make OCD wait, because that is not very satisfying for OCD. And that's the name of the game. You want to ask yourself, am I satisfying OCD? Is OCD satisfied with this? No. Will OCD give me an A+, or did I just get a D- from OCD? I want a D-. It's the one time you want a D-. That's when we are getting success. We don't want OCD to grade us perfectly, because then we're actually teaming up with OCD, which is the wrong team. But I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do. If you want extra support, I do have an online course. on how to crush OCD. You can check that out in my online school at atparentingsurvivalschool.com. If you're a child, I do have a new OCD workbook that is out. You can check that out at natashadaniels.com/OCD book. I'll talk to you next week. Take care.